What happened in Kwara North has really shaken people. Along the Lade-Patigi Road, 2 police officers were returning from duty. Out of nowhere, armed men came out. They blocked the road. One officer ran for his life, but his colleague could not escape. That colleague was taken away by the attackers. And that is the sad reality of this story. A policeman, someone who is supposed to protect the people, now becomes the victim. My people, if even police are not safe, how do ordinary people feel? Please, before we go deeper, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel, because these are the kind of real-time updates you should not miss. Now, let us talk about the road where this incident happened. The Lade-Patigi Road is a busy link. Farmers use it, traders use it, transporters use it, even security men pass there often. But it has also become a dangerous route. This is not the first time we are hearing of people being stopped and carried away by force along that road. Communities have been crying for better security. Imagine someone leaving home in the morning to go and hustle, but he is not sure if he will come back. That is the kind of fear many people now live with. And when people live in fear, life itself becomes heavy. Don't forget to like this video right now and subscribe, because we must keep spreading awareness. The case of this abducted officer is more serious because when criminals can boldly face security men, it means they are becoming more daring. It also shows they are watching movements carefully. Some eyewitness reports say the attackers appeared suddenly, blocked the way, and moved quickly. These are men who know the terrain, men who are comfortable in the bush. They are not strangers. And this is why many villagers suspect the attackers have informants among locals. But at the end of the day, people just want peace. They want freedom to live without this fear. Now, how does this affect the larger picture in Kwara State? Recently, there have been many reports of kidnappings, attacks on farmers, attacks on travelers. Some communities in Patigi, Edu, and Kayama areas have suffered heavy losses. Forest guards have even been killed. Some families are still mourning. The government has been promising operations, promising more security, but the people say they are still waiting to feel it. Every time there is a meeting, they say, we will tackle it. But the attacks continue. And now, one of their own officers has been taken. Again, don't forget to hit that like button and now subscribe to this channel, because more people need to hear this story and know what is happening. When one policeman escaped and the other was captured, it raised questions. Why were they moving alone? Why was there no backup? Why no patrol? Some experts say it is because of manpower shortage. Others say resources are not enough. But whatever the reason, it shows the gap. These officers need protection too. If one officer is traveling alone in these high-risk areas, it is like exposing him. This case will definitely push the conversation on how our officers are deployed. The community impact is another thing. After the news spread, people became more afraid. Some farmers did not go to farm. Some traders refused to enter the road. Parents are worried about children traveling to school. People are asking, if police cannot be safe, then who is safe? That is the burning question. The fear alone can cripple economic life. Already many traders in Kwara North move their goods late at night or early morning to reach the bigger markets. But now many are stopping that because of fear of attack. This affects income, affects food supply, affects daily life. This problem is not just about Patigi or Kwara. It is a mirror of the larger insecurity challenge in the country. Kidnapping has become too common. Armed men move freely in forests, striking when they want and melting back into cover. Sometimes, security forces launch operations, but the criminals adapt. This back and forth has been going on. And sadly, innocent people are the ones suffering. And that is why we must keep talking about it. Please, again, if you are watching this now, kindly like this video and subscribe, because awareness is power. Now let us think of solutions. What can be done differently? Some people say, bring more soldiers. Others say, empower local vigilantes. Others argue for technology, drones, trackers, communication gadgets. All these ideas are valid, but the real issue is consistent follow-up. Many times, government announces strong action after an incident, but after 1 or 2 weeks, the energy cools down. Meanwhile, the criminals don't stop. That is why people are calling for continuous community-linked security, not just reaction after each tragedy. And what about the officer who escaped? Imagine the trauma he is carrying. He saw his colleague taken. He survived, but he will replay that moment again and again. This is a mental burden. It shows we also need to think about welfare and psychological support for officers on the front line. As for the abducted officer, rescue is the urgent matter now. Security forces must move fast. Every hour that passes, the case becomes harder. Community cooperation is key. Villagers, hunters, vigilantes, they know the terrain more than anybody. If they work together with police and soldiers, there is hope. We have seen such collaborations bring results in the past. Don't forget, my people, please like this video now and subscribe. We must continue this gist, and I will keep updating as I go deeper into the angles of this story. After the abduction of the police officer in Kwara North, one big question people are asking is this: how did the attackers know the timing? Because in many of these cases, perhaps it seems like the armed men already have information. They know when people are traveling, they know when security is not tight. This makes people believe there may be informants giving tips to the criminals. And if that is true, then the challenge is not just in the forest, but inside the communities. Trust becomes difficult. People begin to suspect one another. That is how insecurity can tear a community apart. My people, while you are listening, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. It helps spread awareness. The bravery of the officer who escaped also deserves mention. Running away in that kind of situation is not cowardice, it is survival. Because if he had also been captured, we would have lost 2 men instead of 1. His escape means there was a witness, someone to report immediately, someone to alert the authorities. That quick action may help in tracking the abductors and fatties. So sometimes survival itself is an act of courage. Now let's step back and look at the larger atmosphere in Kwara State. For the last few months, Kwara has been in the news not just for banditry, but also for violent clashes between herders and farmers. In Kayama, in Edu, in Baruten, these are border areas with thick forests. Criminal groups often take advantage of that terrain. They hide inside forests, strike the highways, and return back. And because the borders connect with Niger State and Kogi, they can easily move across states. This is why many people say insecurity is not just a state problem, it is regional. If Kwara secures its land, but Niger is loose, the criminals can cross. That is why cooperation is important. And as you are hearing this now, I remind you again, kindly like this video and subscribe, because more people need to know these facts. Let's not forget the people living in these communities. Many of them are farmers. They wake up early, they go far into the bush to cultivate yam, cassava, rice, groundnut. But now fear keeps them away. Some of them stay at home, some even abandon farms. What does this mean? It means food prices may rise because less farming is being done. So insecurity is not only about life and death, it is also about hunger. If the farms are empty, the markets become expensive, and the ordinary families pay the price. Now, when news like this spreads that a policeman was abducted, the ripple effect is even bigger. Because people will say, if police are not safe, then who am I? That fear can make even drivers refuse to carry passengers at night. Traders may stop transporting goods. Even school buses may be restricted. So one event triggers many changes in daily life, and the government knows this. That is why every time such attacks happen, you hear them call security meetings. You hear them promise, we will crush the criminals. But the people are tired of words. They want to see action. They want to see roads guarded. They want to see quick rescue. They want to feel safe enough to move again. Now, let me tell you something that many people overlook. When one person is abducted, the family suffers the most. Imagine the family of the abducted officer right now. His wife, children, relatives, they are in deep worry. They don't know his condition. They don't know if he will return. They don't know if he is being treated well. Every phone call, every sound at the gate brings hope and fear. This emotional pain is another dimension of insecurity that numbers and headlines don't show. It is human suffering. And this is why every abduction matters. no matter who the victim is. Again, I want to remind you, if you are watching this gist now, please like this video and subscribe to this channel, because the more people see this, the more awareness we create and the more pressure for real solutions. Now, let's think of solutions again. Some experts argue that technology can play a role. Drones can patrol large forest areas. CCTV can monitor major roads. Communication gadgets can allow officers to call for backup quickly. These are not far-fetched. They are being used in other places. But the question is, will there be political will to fund and maintain them? Because many times equipment is bought but not maintained, and then it becomes useless. That cycle must end if progress is to be made. Also, local vigilantes. These are ordinary men who volunteer to defend their communities. They know the bushes. They know the footpaths, but they need support. They need proper training. They need equipment, and they need coordination with the official security forces. If vigilantes work without coordination, they can also become targets. But if they are linked to police and soldiers, they can serve as the eyes and ears of the system. That is one possible way forward. Another angle people don't talk about enough is the economic side. Many of the young men who join these armed groups do so because they feel there are no opportunities. They see crime as a business. They kidnap, they collect ransom, and that money becomes their survival. If there are no jobs, no schools, no future, some youths get lured. So tackling insecurity is not only about guns and checkpoints, it is also about creating opportunities for young people. That way, the attraction of crime reduces. My people, this is the gist we must keep talking about. Insecurity touches every family one way or another. Please don't forget, like this video right now and subscribe. It helps the channel and it helps spread the message.